These videos were filmed back to back, but I'm going to try and schedule them a week apart. Gives me something to put up. I am sticking to fortnightly, but realized really just better to, if I have something I want to put up, I'll put it up. If I don't, I don't. But ideally, every 2 weeks at best, and at worst. But all the same, gives me something to put up. Just happens to be that I've got something in between the 2 weeks. I still have a cough. Oh dear. But I thought, okay, I've beaten the main boss of the game. I'll just do some completionist stuff. Because when I played Kingdom Hearts 2 on PlayStation 2, I got the ultimate weapon. I got all the stuff. Like, I completed the game as far as I could tell. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1, Kurt, Ziza, and the ultimate weapon and stuff like that. Kingdom Hearts 2, I fought Sephiroth, and I remember taking ages. Actually, I fought Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 1 too, but like, I remember taking ages to beat Sephiroth and being like, that is one of the hardest game fights I've ever played, and loved it for that. It was like, wow, what a challenging game. Like, I've loved Kingdom Hearts 2 ever since, just for that Sephiroth fight alone. And I'm looking forward to that, because on critical mode, I'm going to have so much trouble. I feel like a lot of those instincts will come back in and I'll remember how to beat him. Like, it won't be as hard as before, because on critical mode they do give you advantages, but also, like, just the knowing what he's roughly going to try. Nothing will really surprise me, so it's down to just whether, on critical mode, whether either I've forgotten certain skills, because I do feel like the abilities are slightly different. Like, already I'm feeling like Sora's flinging around a little bit more than I remember. I remember more control. I feel like, because, again, I maxed out all the drive forms, because I love the drive forms in Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, like, I've learned the mechanics of how to up the drive forms. I feel like in Kingdom Hearts 2, those criteria weren't there. But for the most part, I'm enjoying, like, I've finally got final form, and I'm finally able to glide. Gliding is my favorite thing to do in Kingdom Hearts. It's just so good to be able to fly around. And the actual maneuverability is good. But I was basically like, let's go just do all the treasure chest runs. And I was running around Radiant Garden going, I'm missing 50% of them, but I've been through the entire, like, I've done the Great Maw fight with Mickey and the nobody guy, the one with the guitar, and the dance. What a dance! God, he still bothered me the second time. I was like, this timed challenge of have to get them all in a minute. That one was still just as hard on both tries. But I was running around going, where are all these treasure chests? I can't just be missing one or two behind a corner. Something's wrong here. And I actually ended up having to look it up, because I'm playing the game and I'm enjoying it, and I enjoy the challenges. Even Kingdom Hearts 2, I had the guidebook, so like, I never really am one to just play games and wander around and figure it out for myself. Like, I'll roughly go into a boss battle and go, okay, here's what they're doing, whatever. But like, I'm not gonna sit around for 2 weeks, especially when I'm sick and just looking for something to play. Like, critical mode is a challenge, but I'm not looking to like drag out 3 weeks of mental, well, I'm circling the camera around and I can't find this one treasure chest. Like, so even in Kingdom Hearts 2, I had the guidebook. I was relatively like, all right, I want the ultimate key. I need these resources. Where are those? Like, in some ways, never going to figure it out for myself. Like, that's not just, like, go fight every single Heartless until you find the one that has it. Waste of time for me. So, like, it's all well and good. Some of the treasure chests, I was like, all right, let's look around, see if I can find them. But almost every time I looked around, couldn't find them, was like, there's only 2 missing. Where are they? And it turned out to be in a really well-hidden spot, so, I don't know, like, I understand the glory of figuring it all out for yourself, but I find when it comes to those really niche completionist parts, it's all fair game to know what you're supposed to do, and then it's up to you to be able to do it. And yeah, a treasure chest is just well hidden, but the game doesn't really give you indication of it's likely in this place. Like, here's relatively where you should be able to find it. I don't think those things are quite there. They might be, but again, mental effort, sick. So, but it turns out they've added an entire section. So I knew about the Lingering Will fight, never done it before. So even the idea of, oh, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix has a bigger bad guy than Sephiroth, I was like, okay, I need to, like, I already had Kingdom Hearts 2.5 because I was catching up for Kingdom Hearts 3. Didn't enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3 the first time. Stopped about halfway, like actually kind of gave up on it. Then it might have been 2019, 2020. Few years later came back, was like, maybe it was a gut instinct. I waited 10 years for Kingdom Hearts 3. So came back to Kingdom Hearts 3. Still didn't love it, but like the first time was up until maybe Frozen or Tangled. And then the second time was like, oh, the pirate ship stuff. The final boss battles with all the people, and I was like, and again, you get glide at that point. So I think once I'm able to fly, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's like, before that, it's a bit of a grind. Like, I love Kingdom Hearts 1's story, but there is something to, like, it's all the Disney worlds, and on first impressions, the Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 are my least favorite, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. I think I just waited 10 years to slog through some Disney worlds before getting to the parts that I remember I like Kingdom Hearts 4. Like the actual one, and because also like early on it's the big monster battles where you have to just hit a giant thing, and like Kingdom Hearts 1's final battle is pretty bad for that. My favorite battles will always be Riku, Sephiroth, the human-on-human Keyblade fights. Like, they're where the game even says, okay, here's where you need to use all your mechanics. When you're just in an empty void space, and you're meant to use these other weird flight mechanics, like the Ursula fight. Like, I don't mind the Ursula fight now, but as a kid, it was one of the worst ones, because it just spams lightning on you, and you can't move like you usually do. So, like, what's the point in learning all these skills and abilities if you then just fight the kaiju thing? And whereas the Riku fight is memorable, because you actually have to use your dodge roll and stuff. So, yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 2, really looking forward to those one-on-one real challenge fights. And as much as I love drive forms, it's a shame they take away the drive forms for those fights, but they almost wouldn't help, because the abilities you get in the drive forms kind of get in the way of that smoothness of the fight. Like, dodge rolling with final form, I don't even know if it's possible. And I like dodge roll more than glide, as in the wisdom form glide. Now I think, what's the difference? Is it flight and glide? But yeah, so I knew about the data fights, but I thought they were in the world that never was. And like, it turns out they're just there's a crack in a wall in Radiant Garden, and I was just walking past it, because I looked up at places, but not once was able, like, hey, there's a giant hole in the wall. And then there's like a whole, like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Mount Silver post-game thing in it. So, like, I knew Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Final Mix is an increase in the game, but I'm starting to realize my knowledge of Kingdom Hearts 2 is near obsolete, because the main game up until the main game boss is all there. It's all pretty much the same. But I'm pretty sure they've changed how you level up the drive forms, so I had to look that up. There's a whole bunch of boss content that I didn't know was there before. Like, you get to fight some of the other Nobody, Organization 13, Like, there's little bubbles around. And the first one I walked up to, I was like, hey, this definitely wasn't in the original game. It says you can press triangle. What is this thing? And then I ended up in a boss fight that killed me instantly. And I was like, good, I'll come back to that. And Kingdom Hearts 1.5 did the same thing to me a while ago. Because this is kind of what started it. I was watching some Kingdom Hearts videos and was like, I want to play them on Critical. So now think about it. I've definitely played 1.5 on Critical as well, I think. I'll double check. But I do remember playing Kingdom Hearts 1.5, and after you beat Maleficent, there's that same like portal bubble behind in Hollow Bastion, and I went into there, and I'm pretty sure, I don't remember entirely who it was. I'm gonna say Roxas, but like I ended up in a fight there and was like, oh wow, this wasn't here before, but this was insanely difficult. And then I fought Riku and it was easy. And it's the same experience here with Xemnas. But so like I should have seen it coming from that. But I was just like, what is this weird symbol on this bubble? And they're everywhere. So I'm looking forward to those. I'm almost worried now, like, because they killed me so fast, I thought I was supposed to come back to them. But now I'm thinking, like, I came back to the Colosseum after I hit level 50. And I'm realizing now it's because I went up to level 50 just to beat Roxas. But the whole world is level 50, so everything after that, I was already leveled up enough to be able to do it. But then I came back to the Colosseum because I found out that's where you can instantly up your drive form back up. And killed everything in one shot, except for like the final cup. But like now I'm worried that all these boss fights that was supposed to be a challenge, like there's one in Pirates Caribbean I didn't touch because I was like, nice try. The first one already killed me. I'll come back to those when I've got the skills. Like I thought they were like the crown things where you can't reach some of them without gliding to it. So I thought that I wasn't supposed to be able to win those, and there was something to come back to. Now I'm worried it's just because I went, well, that killed me, I'll put that one off, and I was supposed to work out how they worked and beat them, and didn't, and now I'm going to come back to them and go, oh, they were surprisingly easy, just because I leveled up way beyond what I was supposed to. I don't know, like, at what level are you supposed to beat those other organization members, now that I've beaten their boss already? But I do know, I assume the data fights are all 13 organization members. So either way, they'll be harder there. So it'll be fine. But it's now seeming like there's all these things. Like it's, again, I thought it would just be like, yeah, they added another post-game fight after Sephiroth, the Lingering Will. So in the same way, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 had the, again, I'm assuming Roxas, I can't fully remember. But like just this one extra villain, some of the game things upped a bit, giving you proud mode or critical mode or the no experience thing, like just little, I figured it was little tweaks with like one or two extra bosses, and it's just like this full, like it feels like it's like playing Kanto and then playing Johto and being like, you can play the whole of Kanto again. Like that's what that feels like. It's not like, oh, it's Johto with a few extra, like it's not just the Johto version of Heart Gold. It's both regions again. Like, yeah, it feels like it's not just Kingdom Hearts 2, it's Kingdom Hearts 2 plus a whole other game. I'm saying that because I don't actually know how challenging or deep the Cavern of whatever it was. A Cavern of Remembrance. I couldn't remember the second part. Cavern of Remembrance. Like, this is the thing. I didn't even know the name. Like, I've watched so many Kingdom Hearts videos about the Lingering Will, about the story behind all the games, and not once, I don't think, has anyone actually mentioned the words Cavern of Remembrance. Because I was literally like, where are all these treasure chests? Then I had to look it up, and it was like, all of these treasure chests are in the Cavern of Remembrance. And I was like, that part's called the Great Maw. That part's called the Depths. something's wrong. None of this is called the Cavern of... Where is the Cavern of Remembrance? And I was racking my Kingdom Hearts 2 knowledge that I've got the entire guide for, and couldn't once remember anything called Cavern of Remembrance. I don't necessarily consider myself an expert on any of the art I watch. Not in that super hardcore, I know everything about it, could do 100% on any trivia quiz. I don't think I'm into any one project enough to know every single little detail about it. I love Power Rangers, but there are seasons that I won't even remember the characters' names of. But this was but I know Kingdom Hearts enough that even the games I haven't played, I know all the characters in them. I basically know their plots. And I was sitting there going, what's the Cavern of Remembrance? What? Hang on, there's a whole thing here. Apparently half of Radiant Garden I've never been to before. And, I'm 100% wasn't in the original Kingdom Hearts 2. And that's very exciting. It may turn out to be a really small section of it, but the fact that, well, at least from what I've gathered, the data mines are behind that. So I've heard of the data fights, but again, I thought they were in the section where you fight Luxord and Sykes. I don't know how to pronounce his name. So again, I've watched countless videos on Kingdom Hearts 2. Countless videos on Kingdom Hearts as a whole. I've played Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, and yet I'm sitting here playing Kingdom Hearts 2.5 going, what's that? I've never heard of it. And that's amazing. That actually feels like I'm really... again, I was never going to find on my own, so it's not like spoiling it would have mattered, because, I needed to know where the... screen just did where the hole in the wall is. I can't believe the time. But, so it wouldn't have mattered if it was spoiled, but the fact that there was anything in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 2.5, I've had the game for ages. I'm fairly sure I played it on beginner at some point, because there's no way this is the first time. But I mustn't have completed it, because I've never done the data fights. I've never been to the... I was going to say Castle of Cavern of Remembrance. I don't remember having to specifically get drive orbs to level up Master Form. Maybe I did, but that, these kind of feel like out of the way things that they would have tweaked in post. But, so there are definitely plenty of things here where I'm yeah, that wasn't there before. And, on critical mode, so... Because I would have done Sephiroth. Even on beginner mode, I would have gone to the Sephiroth fight. So, there's no way I played Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Final Mix, and went to Sephiroth and then went, there, game done. And didn't look up, because again, Kingdom Hearts 2, I was completionist about. I got to the highest level, I don't think it was 100, but 80, 90 something, I played as far as I could before going, yep, there's nothing else that interests me. With this, I knew about the data fights from very early on. I would have at least tried them on beginner mode, but I've never gotten to them. So there's no way I ever actually completed 2.5 as a game. Not even completionist level, just... There's no way I played up to this Emnus part, and then just went, there we go. Because I don't remember ever fighting Sephiroth in this. And if I had done, I would have gone, oh, hang on, it says here there's another one, Lingering Will, and I've never, ever in my life fought the Lingering Will once. I don't even know what his moveset is. So, yeah, it's stuff like this where I'm there are things I know about. It's becoming clear to me that I've never actually played this game to the finish. And I've been sitting on my personal internal... I played Kingdom Hearts 2 all the way to the Ultima weapon for so long that I forgot there's an upgraded version I've never done that with. I was sitting in my personal glory that I completed Kingdom Hearts 2 as if, it doesn't mean I have to do it to 2.5, but I'm now playing 2.5 going, that's, You played Kingdom Hearts 2 to the point of getting the Ultima weapon. There are so many more boss fights you never did. Like, there is so much extra content here that it feels like I played the base game. Like, again, it feels like you played Johto and well, like, you realize there's all the Kanto stuff and fighting Red, right? And it's like, nah, I completed Johto. Like, now it doesn't feel like it doesn't remotely feel like bragging rights anymore. I mean, yeah, it wasn't completing a game. Is it bragging right? I don't know. Like it took skill to fight and defeat Sephiroth. That took me ages. I had all the abilities. I had the ultimate weapon. I was learning his moveset. Like again, I had the guidebook. I can relatively know what he's going to do. It still took me multiple attempts to be like, oh, he's gonna start with the thing, press triangle, and then like he's gonna fly, teleport, and fly around. Like it still took me a while, and then I was a kid at the time, so like as an adult playing on hard mode, again, it's not as much bragging rights as doing it all on level 1, but this has been hard enough for me. Level 1 will break my brain, because I almost never got through that Roxas fight. I remotely managed because I got to level 50. I'm never doing that on level 1. Maybe someday, but like, like let's see how hard the other fights are, and maybe if I want more of a challenge than that. But already I thought it would be enough of a challenge to play 2.5 with whatever extra bonus things they give you and see how I go fighting Sephiroth again years later. Now I'm thinking Sephiroth is, what's the phrase? Slim pickings? Like, Sephiroth is going to be easy, comparatively, to everything else that I've never touched in my life. So, yeah, just a follow-up to that first video of, oh wow, when I'm like, hey, I beat Critical Mode 2.5, I'm nowhere near close to done. I counted my wins far too soon. Like, yeah, no, this is like, you beat the Indigo Plateau. Congratulations. You're half done. There's half a game to go. What are you doing? So, yeah, I'll see how I go. Oh, my throat's dying.